Welcome one and all. We're up to 14 episodes now of 7 Sunday Morning Hot Takes. That's 98 hot takes, the most ever recorded in a single compilation. Let's start with a bonus hot take. Was John Cena's promo on Friday night one of the best that's ever been delivered? I'm the dispatcher, and let this be an indication that the mood is starting to change. Hot take number 1. So I'm hearing reports that the WWE are telling their creative to ignore the opinions of online fans. Good luck with that. That's bullshit and I can prove it. Wait till you see hot take number 6. Clearly somebody from WWE watches these videos because everything I've ever said in these 7 Sunday morning hot takes has either come true or not come true. Okay, I know how that sounded. Never mind. Hot take number 2. Not really happy with the result of Friday night's King of the Ring tournament semifinal. I can appreciate that Randy Orton is still a big draw and very popular, but it feels like WWE are spinning their wheels a bit. Randy was a finalist in the last King of the Ring. I've seen him fight Gunther. I've seen Jay fight Gunther. I've seen Cody fight Gunther. I've seen Cody fight Cena. I've seen Randy fight Cena. Now, granted, I have seen Sami versus Gunther as well, but Sami at SummerSlam fighting for a world title would have been really cool, even if Rollins cashed in on him instantly. What's left for Sami now, except to turn heel and win the Royal Rumble? Is it possible for both of those things to happen? Seems like a conflict of interest. And when it comes to Sami Zayn, don't ever get your hopes up. Hot take number 3. How devastating is that injury for Liv Morgan? Tragic. Couldn't have come at a worse time. Liv was all over that episode on Monday night, opening the show and then confronted by Io Sky. Her unfinished business with Nikki Bella will have to wait, and there was some subtle tension brewing with Raquel. Meanwhile, Roxanne looks ready to slide right into Liv's spot in the clubhouse and right into the arms of Morgan's precious Dom Dom. The tag titles have been defended only once since Raquel and Liv won them on April 20th, and it was the very next night, the 21st, on NXT, defeating Dolan and Paxley. A 62-day title run without a defense for 61 days. I used to care about the women's tag team titles, but now I hate them. Hot take number 4. Now, the women's tag titles are cursed with bad karma. We all know that, and we're going to get into that later. But while we're talking about Liv Morgan, we wish her the best and can't wait till she comes back. However, she told a lie Monday night, and it was such a well-crafted falsehood that it must have been deliberately intended to raise the ire of Raquel. Liv said, "I paved my own way, and then I became the history-making, record-breaking, first and only 4-time women's tag team champion." She didn't say it exactly like that, but you get the point. I'm a bit of a stickler for accuracy. I hate it when somebody says something that's demonstrably false, because now it means I have to give a demonstration. Liv is not the only wrestler to win the women's tag team belts 4 times, nor is she the first. Her own tag team partner, Raquel, has won the belts 5 times. But even she isn't the first 4-time champion. That would be my next guest on the show. Hot take number 5. Asuka made a return on Monday night with a cool, dark look and picked up her 2nd win of the week on Friday night. Great to see her back again. The real Damage Control are finally all healthy again, just in time to not be Damage Control anymore. For the record, Asuka won the tag titles with Kairi Sane in 2019, with Charlotte in 2020, with Alexa in 2022, and with Kairi again last year to become the first 4-time tag champion in the women's division. She's also held the belt for more days than anyone else at 323. Is everybody ready for Queen Asuka? I don't think it's happening, but I will say this. Asuka versus Io at SummerSlam would be awesome. But I think Jade is the bigger draw over Roxanne if you're going to Riyadh. So in the finals, I'm taking Jade of today over the Empress of tomorrow. Hot take number 6. 2 weeks ago, I mentioned that I didn't like Penta because he wasn't cool like Fonzie from Happy Days. I mentioned it again last week, and I also said that Cody's music should be the sound of silence. Well, hang on tight, because this is the stupidest hot take yet. I saw Penta on Monday night, and I noticed it immediately. It took me about 3 minutes to confirm my suspicions. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? What the hell? What the hell? There's only one reasonable explanation. Somehow, someway, the dispatcher got Penta's attention. Well, Penta, you got the dispatcher's attention. And now that I know that you're one of the 36 people that watch these videos, I was wrong. Penta is cool. He's cool like the Fonz. Hey. Hot take number 7. Alright, settle in. I kept the rest of my hot takes short this week because this last one is long. There's no denying it. The women's tag team titles are jinxed. Let's look at the curse and try to understand its origin and meaning. It would be easy to pinpoint Naomi and Sasha's walkout as the catalyst for bad vibes around the belts. However, an act of defiance and dignity seems an unlikely source of cosmic consequence, even if it could be viewed as selfish and disrespectful to the lineage. So let's see what happens next. A tournament is eventually held for the vacant titles. It was okay, but fell short of its potential, and the surprise winners were Aaliyah and Raquel. 2 weeks later, they passed the titles to Io Sky and Dakota Kai. They held the belts for 7 weeks before dropping them to Alexa and Asuka in Dallas 4 days before Crown Jewel, only to win them back again in Riyadh. Damage Control would then hold the belts for another 114 days. So far, so good. I don't see a curse yet. On February 27th, 2023, Kai and Sky lose the belts to Becky and Lita. 6 weeks later, on April 10th, Liv Morgan and Raquel win the titles from Trish Stratus, not recognized as a tag champion, when she's pinned while subbing in for Lita, out with a kayfabe injury. Uh-oh. That's the kind of crap the wrestling gods might take notice of. 32 days later, on May the 12th, Damage Control failed to regain the titles, and in that match, Dakota Kai suffered a torn ACL, and Liv Morgan suffered a shoulder injury. Double uh-oh. The titles were vacated. It gets better, and it gets worse. Ronda and Shayna win the vacated belts and then drop them a month later back to Liv and Raquel. Just a couple weeks after that, it's Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville winning the belts, but Deville then tears her ACL and is replaced by Piper Niven. From there, it goes to Katana and Kaden, Asuka and Kairi, to Bianca and Jade, to Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, yeah, remember that? And back to Jade and Bianca. Smooth sailing. But then Naomi takes Jade's spot as champion due to a kayfabe injury. They lose the belts to Liv and Raquel, and they lose to Lyra and her new partner Becky, replacing Bayley, out with a kayfabe injury, only to hand them back to Liv and Raquel the very next night. 57 days into this title reign, Liv Morgan injures her shoulder in a match with not Damage Control's Kairi Sane. So either Kairi Sane unlocked a forbidden treasure chest in a haunted Pirate's Cove, or maybe stop messing around with kayfabe injuries and title changes. The Ultimate Warrior used to speak prophetically about this exact scenario in his promos. It was hard to decipher, but I'm pretty sure. And that's my terrible tale of the spooky curse of the women's tag team titles. Thanks for being here. This is the go-home episode for Night of Champions. I don't mind CM Punk fighting in Saudi, but I hope The Miz will be there in his corner with a pocket full of breath mints. Sami was my obvious pick to win the King's Crown, so since I'm picking Jade to go all the way, she'll probably lose to Roxanne tomorrow night. And by next week, I expect Julia will be the US champion, so you shouldn't. It's a tough spot to be in, knowing my predictions alter the outcome. I'm the dispatcher, you're on the top turnbuckle, and every day is a sunset flip.